Hello, my name is David Wells and I've been invited by Amy Cameron to offer four short reflections on the four Gospels of Advent for catechists and volunteers and people networked across the Hexham and Newcastle diocese. I hope you enjoy these. I enjoy it. So, in week 1, the first Sunday of Advent, we meet Mark chapter 13, Cosmic Disasters and the Coming of the Son of Man. Wow, what a title. Cosmic Disasters and the Coming of the Son of Man. Hello? I mean, isn't that a brilliant title for a movie? Cosmic Disasters and the Coming of the Son of Man. What is this about? In this passage, all that has happened is in chaos. The stars are falling from the sky. Everything we rely on, we can't rely on it anymore. There is just pandemonium. And so into this melee, into this scene of absolute chaos, we begin a year. Well, if there was a year in which this reading really makes sense, surely it's 2020. Everything we rely on, everything we got used to, all our plans, strategies and all the things that are familiar to us were taken from us this year. We lost control. It was as if circumstances beyond our control controlled us. And so in this year, if any year, we would understand this chapter. We couldn't even go to Mass on a Sunday. I mean, in my life, everything that I built upon and understood and taken for granted was taken from me. And that's the scene that the church begins a year in. Mark chapter 13, cosmic disasters. Everything you rely on, everything you take for granted can be taken from you. Now, how are we to interpret this and what can it mean for us? Well, how about this? Have you ever noticed that when things become too predictable, too familiar, too routine, we become lazy? It's as if we kind of know the ending, so we don't bother with the journey. Have you ever found yourself in Mass listening to a reading and thinking, I know this one, and switching off? Of course, we don't do that deliberately, but in life it's so easy that if things become predictable, we can fall asleep. We can relax because we know the outcome. Now, of course, supposing, as a metaphor for life, there's a risk involved. Pope Francis is very interesting. He warns us about this. He says, don't become too driven by habit. Why? Because it freezes us. It paralyzes us. We fall asleep. We're not alert to new things. We miss the tricks. In Evangelii Gaudium, Pope Francis says, don't be like a mummy in a museum, caught up, trapped, crystallized. You become an exhibit rather than a missionary. In Christus Vivit, he says, don't be like parked cars, move, discover new things, go somewhere, but don't become stuck. And he even goes on to suggest, that the world would have preferred it perhaps if the disciples had remained in the upper room at Pentecost, frozen in fear. But what does the movement of the Spirit always do for disciples? It propels us always into something new. The risk is to fall asleep on the job. I know this one. And it's so tempting. It's so easy. In Mark chapter 13, we get 2 commands. Very interesting. The first is to stay awake. A metaphor for keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up. You're not useless. You're not failing. Keep striving. Keep doing the things that you do. Keep working. All right? And the second command is to keep watch, like the doorman in the reading. Well, what's that about? It's about keeping one eye open to the possibility of something new. There is always something new. Be careful of imagining that you can predict all the outcomes. For the life of a disciple, keep striving, keep working, keep doing the things that you do. Don't give up, but also keep watch, keep that eye open. May part of you be striving and working, and part of you always open to the possibility of something new. That's the point of Advent. Keep watch. Something new is always on the horizon. Meister Urquhart put it like this: think of it like a door. All right, the part of you that keeps working is the hinge upon which the door swings. It's hidden, it keeps working, it keeps striving, and it does its job, but it's not particularly noticeable. And keep awake, keep watch is the other command, and that's the door itself, swinging, moving, open, shut, open to new possibility. The one does the work, the other keeps moving. So here you are, catechists, volunteers, people across the diocese. In what ways has 2020 been a bit of a wake-up call? I know that for some of you it's been tragic. I know that for many of us it's been a rude interruption. At times it's caused a lot of anxiety. But has it also woken us up to new truth, new possibility, even a new understanding of ourselves? What have we learnt? What have we seen? That's the first question of these 4 videos. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back next week to consider week 2. God bless. Bye.